These days, Maharashtra politics is turning into a politics of unthinkable equations, be it the Mahavikas Aghadi of Shivsena, Congress and NCP or the more recent alliance of Shinde and Fadnavis. So it shouldn't be surprising that Hindutvawadi Shivsena Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray and Ambedkarite Vanchit Bahujan Aghadi aka VBA are coming together. But it definitely is worth more attention, especially given the timing of it. Yes, today Shivsena Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray chief Uddhav Thackeray and Prakash Ambedkar of VBA held a joint press conference to announce their alliance. In fact, the talks between the two were going on for the last 1.5 months. However, nothing was being finalized until today. The two leaders made the alliance official today. The date is quite significant as today is the 93rd birth anniversary of Shivsena founder Bal Thackeray. While Thackeray said that the two parties have come together to keep democracy alive, Prakash Ambedkar said that the reason for the alliance is to effect the politics of change in the state of Maharashtra. It is essential to discuss about the prospects of this alliance given the fact that the BMC elections are on the cards. So will the Shivsena Vanchit alliance be beneficial? If so, who will it benefit? Will this new equation fit the existing Mahavikas Aghadi? Let us discuss these questions in today's video. Hello, my name is Aarti and you're watching SW News. But before we get into that entire detail, if you're watching this video on YouTube, then please make sure you subscribe to our channel, you like this video and you comment below it. If you're watching this video on Facebook, then please follow our page. Now you can also access our articles, videos and live TV on our app. So if you haven't already, download SW News Network app on your Android Play Store now. Shivsena and we have decided. Now we only have to announce it together. Earlier this month, Prakash Ambedkar made this statement, putting a stamp on the speculations in political corridors. Uddhav Thackeray and Prakash Ambedkar appeared on the same stage during an event related to Prabodhankar Thackeray last November. In the same event, in the same program, Thackeray also made a public offer to Ambedkar to form an alliance with him. After that, both of them met each other many a times. The talks between Shivsena and Vanchit Bahujan Aghadi office bearers were also going on. Today, the alliance became official, and the first test of this alliance will definitely be the upcoming BMC elections. Prakash Ambedkar had already shown willingness to accept as many seats as Shivsena is ready to give to him. But before going into that entire analysis of the present-day alliance, let us briefly know the interesting history behind the coming together of these two parties. Ghatnakar and Prabodhankar, constitutionalist and enlightener. Shivsena that carries the legacy of Balasaheb Thackeray, brand of Hindutva, and VBA that is Vanchit Bahujan Aghadi that carries the ideological values established by Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. Their alliance to many comes as a surprise. Given the current political situation in Maharashtra, Uddhav Thackeray has no other option too. But even so, the experiment of Shiva Shakti and Bhima Shakti is not a new idea in Maharashtra politics. Shivsena's founder Balasaheb Thackeray had also done a similar experiment in the 70s. However, the coming together of two different ideologies has an even older history. Uddhav Thackeray is grandson of Keshav Thackeray and Prakash Ambedkar is grandson of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. One is Prabodhankar, also known as enlightener, and the other one is Ghatnakar, that is constitutionalist. Both were contemporaries belonging to the same era. Both were from Mumbai's Dadar area. Both had many mutual friends. You will also find many examples in the history of both challenging the Brahmanical hierarchy in the then society through their works and their writings. Be it the active support of Prabodhankar to initiate puja by untouchables at the public Ganeshotsav event in Dadar or Babasaheb Ambedkar's support to Samyukt Maharashtra movement launched by Prabodhankar Thackeray. There are many examples that show the mutual support and the admiration both Prabodhankar Thackeray and Babasaheb Ambedkar had for each other. Now let's talk about Balasaheb Thackeray's Shiva Shakti and Bhima Shakti experiment. Later, even after Balasaheb Thackeray, son of Prabodhankar Thackeray, founded Shivsena, there were attempts to make Shiva Shakti and Bhima Shakti experiments work. In 1970s, after the alliance with the Praja Samajwadi Party broke up, Shivsena formed an alliance with the Rasu Gavai faction of the Republican Party. But after the emergence of Dalit Panthers, the tussle between Dalit Panthers and Shivsena started to escalate. In 1987-88, a controversy broke out over a book called Riddles in Hinduism written by Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. In this too, Dalit Panthers and Shivsena locked horns with each other. It also led to violence in the city. But Balasaheb Thackeray eventually went a step back and the dispute was settled. After that, in an article in Marmik, a magazine by Shivsena, Balasaheb Thackeray took a conciliatory stance saying that now that the dispute is over, let us sit and talk. But the most remembered and much talked about experiment of Shiva Shakti and Bhima Shakti happened when in 2011 alliance was formed between Shiva Sena and Ramdas Athawale. Ramdas Athawale is now with BJP. But will this experiment of Prakash Ambedkar and Uddhav Thackeray be successful once again? Now this is the question. History is done, now let's turn to reality. We know Shiv Sena's performance in the election, but what about the Vanchit Bahujan Aghadi? After the formation of the party in 2018, under the leadership of Prakash Ambedkar, the candidates contested two important elections, 2019 Lok Sabha elections and Maharashtra Assembly elections the same year. In the very first Lok Sabha election, the candidates performed very well. In this election, Ambedkar had joined hands with Owaisi's AIMIM in Maharashtra. In many seats in Vidarbha and Marathwada, the party got votes in lakhs. Vanchit got a total of 50 lakh votes in this election and the vote share was 4.57%. Although the alliance with AIMIM did not last in the Legislative Assembly, it seems that in many seats in Mumbai, Vanchit Bahujan Aghadi got votes more than or equal to the Maharashtra Navanirman Sena of Raj Thackeray. Let's look at some of the numbers. In Kulaba, it got 2.82% vote share. In Varli, the vote share was 5.9%. In Mumbai Devi, the vote share was 1.18%. Sayan Koliwada, 8.9%. Ghatkopar East, 8.27%. Bandra East, 2.3%, etc. Now, although this vote share is very less compared to the other parties, Thackeray seems to be eyeing the small but very important vote bank now, given the vacuum that is created by the split in the Shiv Sena after Eknath Shinde's rebellion. Against this backdrop, Aditya Thackeray's meeting with Bihar's Tejasvi Yadav recently also seems to have been done keeping the North Indian voters in Mumbai in mind. But then what about Mahavikas Aghadi? This question is an obvious one. Shiv Sena is already a part of Mahavikas Aghadi along with Congress and the NCP. When asked about this in today's press conference, Uddhav Thackeray showed positive signs. He is keen that Vanchit Bahujan Aghadi becomes a part of Mahavikas Aghadi. In Lok Sabha elections in 2019, Vanchit Bahujan Aghadi dented Congress-NCP alliance in as many as 11 seats, whereas in the assembly elections the same year, it dented the alliance's prospect in as many as 25 seats. Moreover, Ambedkar's stance so far has been anti-NCP and anti-Pawar. Although he is ready to mend the ways now, it is not yet clear whether Congress and the NCP are on board with this idea. We spoke to Congress Working President Charan Singh Sapra and NCP leader Vidya Chavan and also spokesperson from the Vanchit Bahujan Aghadi. Let us hear what they have to say.
No, it's good. We welcome if Prakash Ambedkar's Vanchit Bahujan Aghadi is doing an alliance with Shiv Sena. It's a welcome move. People who are against the policies of BJP and RSS are getting together, and this needs to be welcomed, and probably the people of Maharashtra will also welcome this.
So do you welcome them in the Mahavikas Aghadi?
That is a decision which the High Command has to take. Probably Uddhav Thackeray ji will speak on this to the Congress leadership and then it will be decided.
नहीं, पवार साहब का बड़ा दिल है वो, और पवार साहब ने ही कांग्रेस, राष्ट्रवादी कांग्रेस और शिवसेना को साथ में लाया था। और पहले हम लोग भी शिवसेना और हम लोग एक साथ नहीं लड़ते थे ना, अलग अलग विचारधारा थी। लेकिन अभी पूरे देश की राजनीति अगर देखी जाए कि देश बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट है सबके लिए, और देश की केंद्र की सत्ता बचाना ये सबका पहला फर्ज है। तो मुझे लगता है पवार साहब उसके बारे में तो खुद ही बताएंगे, मैं नहीं बता सकती। लेकिन जो भी है वो एक साथ अगर सब लोग आएंगे तो ये बहुत अच्छा रहेगा। और अगर भाजपा को हराना है तो सबको एक साथ लाना ही पड़ेगा। एम और उद्देश्य एक ही होना चाहिए कि भाजपा को कैसा भी 2024 में सत्ता से बाहर फेंकना चाहिए, क्योंकि देश का पूरे बहुत नुकसान हो रहा है। महंगाई, बेरोजगारी बहुत ही बढ़ गई है। उन्होंने जो प्रॉमिसेस किए थे वो भी उन्होंने नहीं निभाए। तो अगर ये करना होगा तो इसके लिए जो कुछ करना पड़ेगा वो करना चाहिए।
वंचित बहुजन आघाड़ी का चुनावी राजनीति में जो अस्तित्व हुआ है, ये पिछली लोकसभा में हमने देखा तकरीबन 42-45 लाख वोट हमको मिले हैं और हमारे कई सीट कम अंतर से हारे हैं। तब भी आदरणीय बाला साहब अम्बेडकर जी ने 5 टर्म जो कांग्रेस एनसीपी सीट नहीं जीत पाई, ऐसी सीटें मांगी थी और ऐसी 12 सीटें आइडेंटिफाई करके हमने दी भी थी। अगर वो 12 सीटें देते और अगर ये पूरा वोट शेयर अगर बढ़ता नहीं, अगर ये पूरा वोट, तो आज ही बाला साहब ने कहा है कि 40 लोकसभा की सीटें, 48 में से 40 सीटें इस गठबंधन को मिल सकती थी। लेकिन कांग्रेस और राकापा ने उस वक्त अड़ेल रवैया अख्तियार करने की वजह से वो गठबंधन नहीं हो पाया था, उसका नुकसान उनको हुआ है। और मुझे लगता है कि चुनावी राजनीति में फ़ायदा देने वाले भी दोस्त ढूंढने पड़ते हैं और नुकसान से बचने वाले भी दोस्त ढूंढने पड़ते हैं। हमने पहल की, हमने कहा कि हम शिवसेना के साथ में, तो आज हमने जाहिर किया है और आदरणीय बाला साहब ने आज कहा है कि कांग्रेस अगर राकापा भी साथ में आना चाहती है तो हम तो स्वागत करेंगे।
Well, the alliance is done, but there are many questions now. If there is an alliance only with Shivsena, will Shivsena field Vanchit's candidates for BMC elections against Congress and NCP? This is also a very big question. If there is an alliance with MVA, then what will happen on the seats where there is a direct fight between VBA and the Congress party, especially in some seats in Vidarbha? There are many such questions before the Mahavikas Aghadi and also before the Vanchit Bahujan Aghadi and the new alliance. Therefore, this alliance move of Uddhav Thackeray should be called as a walk on eggshells. On the other hand, Eknath Shinde too has experimented with Shiva Shakti, Bhima Shakti even before Uddhav Thackeray has done it. Earlier this month, he announced an alliance with People's Republican Party chief Jogendra Kawade. So it will be important to see which of these two Bhima Shakti, Shiva Shakti experiments will prove to be successful. Do let us know what you think about this in the comment box below. For more news and updates, you can log on to www.hwnews.in.
Now be the first to know about the latest updates on our new news app. Go on your Android or iOS, search for HW News Network. Download our app, choose the language you prefer to get updates in, and be up to date with the latest news.